وبه نستعين على أمور الدنيا والدين. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the universe, who had assembled all of us here today one more time to seek forgiveness for the wrongs that we have done this morning on our way coming here. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, who has renewed the contract of life for each and every one of us here. If we lived long enough this morning to see dawn break, and we did, we were given a new contract on life. If we lived long enough to see the nightfall tonight, we're given a new contract on life. If we live long enough to see dawn break tomorrow, we're given a new contract on life. If we live long enough to see the nightfall tomorrow night, we're given a new contract on life. تسبح له السماوات السبع والأرض ومن فيهن. Because part of this contract that we're given and part of the blessings that is bestowed upon us, the need of us, for us, from Allah, is that making tasbih to Him every day, every morning, every night, every afternoon, no breaks, no weekends, no Sundays, no resting, no sleep, making tasbih to Him, praising the honor, the majesty, the might and the magnificence of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, non-stop in a constant, continuous basis are as-samawat as-sab'a, the seven heavens. Each layer of heaven in its own unique way makes tasbih to Allah. Each layer of heaven in its own unique way honors the majesty, the prominence, and the profound prestige of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. تُسَبِّحُ لَهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ السَّبْعُ. It's common to find a human being, a Muslim, who may have gone for a week or a month without uttering the honor and the majesty and the beauty and the profound power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is possible. There are cities in the world today that don't have running water. There are cities today that don't have electricity. There are cities today and countries in the world that may not have post offices, that may not have police stations. But I guarantee you, in each and every dwelling on earth, even if it's 5 people who live there, there's something or someone they pray to. Every human being has in the back of his head or her head the power and the image of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. The difference is some choose to worship a cow, some choose to worship another human being, some a stone and a tree, some, the chosen few, honored by Allah, choose to worship the owner and the creator of all things. But the fact remains that there isn't a thing in the 7 heavens, including the 7 heavens, the layers of earth, and all the space in between that does not make tasbih to Him Jalla Jalaluhu day in and day out non-stop. I think of myself and how often I honor Allah, how often my tongue utters the word Allah, how often I present my issues and problems to Allah before anyone and everyone else. I think of all the troubles that I go through in life myself. I think of the ones I lost, the loved ones who would like to see me but cannot see me. And I think this is a story that's all too common within Muslim immigrant or first generation Muslims in a country that we all came to. I wish my grandfather was here. I wish my grandmother was here in Columbus. I wish all of my uncles and all of my aunties and all of my cousins and all of my siblings and nieces and nephews, I wish everyone was here. But I know some of them are back wherever they are, Somalia, Africa, the Arab world, it don't matter. The truth remains, however, that whether they are in the deep south of the world, and I'm in the far north of the world, تُسَبِّحُ لَهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ السَّبْعُ. We have to make sure that we match ourselves, that we try to compete with, though we are not going to ever be as perfect as they are. If the layers of heavens are honoring Allah, if the layers of earth are honoring Allah, if the birds that fly about are honoring Allah, if the fish in the womb of the ocean is honoring Allah, if the branches of the trees as they dance by the wind are honoring Allah, perhaps when the wind comes and the branches go from left to right or right to left, who knows, perhaps that's their way of saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Who knows, perhaps that's their way. The Prophet ﷺ used to honor people who praise Allah. He has in fact at one point gifted a Sahabi who came to his masjid and stood at the very back of the masjid and praised Allah with words that were so beautiful and so powerful that it moved the Prophet ﷺ to go back to the end of the masjid and give him what he had. And he told him, I give you what I give you. I'm giving you this gift because of بِحُسْنِ ثَنَائِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ. I heard you praise Allah. And I heard you use words praising our Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Words that tasted so good. Words that were so delicious to the mind, the heart, the body, and the soul. He said, I heard you say things. I heard you utter words. I heard you describe the beauty of Allah. That cannot be described because the words of the alim was, وَلَا يَصِفُهُ الْوَاصِفُونَ. The best poets of the world, the best professors of the world, the most intellectual people of the world, the wealthiest people in the world, no one, not a single human being, not the one with the highest IQ or the lowest IQ, not the billionaires of the world, all of them combined, could never compose any verse, any line, any poem, any class, any essay, any piece of writing, any article that could describe the beauty of Allah. وَلَا يَصِفُهُ الْوَاصِفُونَ. تُسَبِّحُ لَهُ السَّمَاوَاتُ السَّبْعُ وَالْأَرْضُ. And all that's in between the heavens and the earth and the space. We only know 7.4 billion people on earth. We don't know how many birds there are, maybe 10 billion. We don't know how many insects there are in the world, maybe 20 trillion. We don't know how many trees there are. But with Allah in account is every drop of rain that fell from the day of Adam alayhi salam to the last drop of rain that will fall on the last day right before Yawm al-Qiyamah. Every single drop of rain is in account with Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. With account with Allah is every single leaf on every single branch on every single tree on the face of this earth. In account with Allah is the weight of every single hill, of every single mountain, on every place on the face of this earth, the universe we know and the many universes that we don't know. The universes we will come to know, we only know a very tiny bit about the universe that we live in. You know, I read in a magazine one time as I was flying, it said that some doctors in Germany, they're speaking about some medical testing that they were doing. And they said that we've been trying to study this one cell, for 25 years. One cell, one tiny cell. The human mind, forget the rest of the body, the human brain, just the brain, is 100 billion cells, subhanAllah. The human brain only is 100 billion cells. So they said we were trying to study one cell, just one, for 25 years. And now they said these very prominent doctors and researchers, they said now we came to the conclusion that after 25 years of studying one cell out of trillions of cells in the human body, we only know less than 1% of what we need to know about this self, subhanAllah. SubhanAllah. We only know 1%. We think they don't know. We think that we know 1% of what we need to know about one cell that we've been studying for 25 years. That's part of trillions and trillions and trillions of cells. They said our knowledge right now is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of 1%. That's what we think. SubhanAllah. So when we speak about the power and the beauty and the prestige and the authority and the dominion of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, it's not only us that give testimony to the might and magnificence of Allah, but it's that at the back of every living being's mind, he or she, whether he acknowledges it or not, at the back of every single living being depends on Allah, depends on the power of Allah for the daily transactions that we go through. Some choose to profess it by saying La ilaha illallah, some choose to deny it, setting themselves up for a torment and punishment that I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save all of us from. The words of the poet. The poet speaking about how long and how much he misses what he had. This could be him losing a father or a mother, or a wife or a husband or a brother or a son. It could be any of these things. But also it could be a very special type of love. With us human beings, the romantic type of love that a wife and a husband have is different from the type of love that I, myself, and my mother have. Which is different from the type of love that I, as a creation, and Allah, my creator, have. Al-Ashq is the type of romantic love. Ashq. In Somali, we hear this a lot in our poetry and literature.